You're listening to Up the Turnpike with hosts Mitch Anderson and Matt O'Leary.
Hello and welcome to the Up the Turnpike YouTube channel. What is going on? Matt O'Leary alongside Mitch Anderson. Mitch got some quotes from our guy Mathieu Darche today. He spoke with the media before the long-awaited 2025 NHL Draft. How's it going? What are you thinking?
It's going well, and yeah, lots coming out from him. I maybe not lots. He probably spoke for I could only assume like 5 minutes, but every word he says and any tone he uses is being dissected to try to suss out exactly what's going to be going on over the next couple of days, which is fun to finally have happen instead of just like Lou Lamoriello said some stuff and it's the same thing he said the last 5 years.
We believe in this group.
Right. So like, it's good to have a different thing here, but I guess maybe the first thing we want to jump onto is the talk about the first overall pick.
Correct. So Mathieu Darche officially says the Islanders are not trading the number one pick. Absolutely shocked, floored even that the number one pick will not be traded. Look, we said it doesn't happen very often. The last time was 2003, which is 22 years ago now. It's a long time ago, which is nuts in and of itself. But they will be sticking and picking. And it sounds like they have a couple guys in mind. We have a clip that we can share from this press conference. So why don't we start there and react to what Mathieu Darche himself said about the number one pick.
We have an idea at this point. I mean, we're going to keep debating it till the end, keep calling around and getting as much info. Part of the job at one point, because we all know the talent at this point, it's you're researching more on the character and personalities and you know, you're just trying to get as much information. But there's a few guys we like, and do I have an idea at this point? Because it's in 4 days, probably, but we're going to keep doing our due diligence all the way through Friday. And we have an idea.
Okay, there you go. Not anything earth-shattering, right? Like they're going to do their due diligence.
Yeah, which is what they're supposed to be doing. That's exactly what you want to hear. Hearing anything of the opposite, being like, yeah, we know who we're taking. Like, no, you should be finding out right till the end. Unless, again, it's like you had a clear Connor McDavid and the fall from the number one to the number two is, you know, a crater. But that's not the case here. It is quite close between Schaefer, Misa, and I guess Frundell at this point. It's no longer Hagen's in the top three. Like even McKenzie's got him seventh. But either way, you've got to do your due diligence until the very end. You don't sit down and just say like, well, we've made our pick. Well, let's just wait it out. That's not going to happen.
I don't think we're going to get any surprises on Friday. I think it is going to be Matthew Schaefer, unless like something comes up this week. But by all accounts, like we talked about it on the pod last night, the 37-minute video that Sportsnet put out, he seems like we know he's talented, but that gave kind of a peek behind the curtain on the character. And that is also looking like a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, if he's saying that we're really just more focused on character at this point, it's kind of like, okay, well, he's got the storyline, right? You know, lost the mom, lost the billet mom as well, and is very mature for his age. I think at that point you're kind of like, okay, they're taking Schaefer. No disrespect to obviously Michael Misa, who's probably also quite mature for his age. It's just kind of like if there's nothing really separating them in terms of having a bad character, then it's going to be Schaefer. And I don't think there is.
100%. There was also a quote. Sorry, I had something else queued up, but it sparked my memory. Someone asked him about the potential of trading up in the draft back into the top 10. Yeah. And he essentially said, we'll see if a trade's available. We can make that trade. But that, in case you're wondering on the Shagans, the Matthew Schaefer, James Hagen's front, that's the latest there.
Yeah, exactly. When that's exactly what you want to hear from your GM. Like, yeah, if we can get back into the top 10 and draft the kid who's born here, loves here, and bleeds here, then hell yeah, let's do that. Let's see. We talked about it a lot on the show last night, on the Patreon show last night, about like, are we just getting overhyped? Are we setting ourselves up to be disappointed? So if you haven't, signed up, sign up for the Patreon and get in on that, and then listen to what we had to say about that and get your thoughts on that as well. But if you can't, you have to. You have to do it if you can.
If there's a clear path, which again, I'm sure we'll talk about it 10 more times before we even get to Friday, and it's only Tuesday of this week, but it wasn't only draft stuff that we got from Mathieu Darche. He was asked about Noah Dobson, and essentially the line here is Darche says that he's trying to sign all his pending RFAs, including obviously Noah Dobson.
Yeah, and again, there's nothing kind of crazy there from the GM. He wants to keep the guys he's got, and why would he not want to keep any of his RFAs? He's got Paranovich, right? Like decent player. If you can sign him to a decent contract, then why would you want to, not do it? He's not going to sit there and be like, Noah Dobson, get out of here. I don't want you. It's, can I have you at the price I want you at? Because I don't want none of this $11 million garbage.
No, and I put a video up on the YouTube channel this morning. It's a clip from our conversation last night on Noah Dobson. The $11 million it's a lot. It's a lot of money. I don't think that's what he's going to sign for. I think I'm going to say 9 or 9 to 9.5, somewhere in that range is where he likely settles in. But I do think there's some legit smoke with Noah Dobson trade rumors. So I do think it's something we need to keep an eye on the rest of this week.
You're absolutely right. We keep hearing that, oh, this team is interested. This team is given this package. And whether that package is true or not, or whether you think it's a garbage package or not, the fact that these things keep coming up, it's like, wow, there's a lot of smoke out here on the just Noah Dobson trade front. So when there's smoke, usually there's fire, at least when there's this much. Not to say he will be traded, but to say that they're at least getting offers and they're listening to said offers before they make a final contract approach with Noah Dobson. Because you're right. I don't think the $11 million is a negotiation tactic. They're setting the ceiling, and then it's going to come in between somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, 100%. And, we'll see what they end up doing, whether it's on the trade or re-sign. But another thing we were discussing yesterday too is just they don't have a ton of time, right? You want to know your answer on Noah Dobson before you get to the draft because he is your most tradable asset. So you got to it's got to be one or the other. It can't be, we still don't know. It's got to be, all right, he's signed or we're trading him.
Yeah, absolutely. You got 4 days. You got 4 days, not even 3 days. I could do math. 3 days to figure this out, to know how much runway do I have in terms of this $11 million. Can I bring him down to 9.5, or is he stuck between 10 and 11, which I don't want to go, assuming that's Mathieu Darche's stance. If you don't want to go between 10 and 11, well, then you have to then find the package. So, and if you've already done the legwork to see what packages are out there, well, you can strike a trade rather quickly if the need arises. And hopefully it doesn't get to that, but maybe that helps us get Shagans.
It could though, right? Like, yeah. I want this to be a clean and easy negotiation, but again, the 11 million asking price is a lot. If you ask me today, I don't think that's what he's signing for, but he did fire his agent, changed agents, comes in with a high asking price. It might be a long one.
It might be a long one for sure, but we have other things here from Darche, and I think the final one in terms of just what most people are really interested to hear from Mathieu Darche is the future of Chris Lamoriello, and it seems that the future of Chris Lamoriello is on the island for the time being.
Yeah, the full quote. I've really enjoyed working with them. I brought in Ryan, meaning bonus, because I felt we had a gap there in the player personnel, so that's why I brought him in right away. But obviously Chris and Steven are going to be with the team. It's kind of also a non-answer too. To be fair, I don't know how the question was phrased. I didn't hear it, but he was very passive when asked about Chris Lamoriello at the opening press conference. And this is kind of a passive answer too. You're not really saying what roles they're in. I think everyone's just assuming that he's staying as the same role, which is GM of the AHL team.
Yeah, I take these comments as that further commitment to, I mean, not commitment, confirmation is the word, that he's staying in his role as GM of the Bridgeport Islanders. And how much he had or how much say he had in the Rocky Thompson hire remains to be seen. I'm sure he had some, but even Darche, when talking about Thompson, loves Thompson's ability to communicate, and has kind of worked with him in the past, at least just through other channels, maybe not directly. And so I'm sure he brought his name to the table, and Chris either like vetoed it or not. I'm sure at this point he's in no position to veto anything.
Yeah, I don't think he really has that, or should at least have that much pull in the organization at this point.
No, exactly. At this point, it's like, I'm giving you people, do something with it, and let's see what you end up doing with it. If it's another sub 500 points percentage, we're gonna have a problem.
Then maybe then if he finally gets moved out, but
Perhaps. But there's a few things other that Dax talked about, but those are the big ticket items in terms of what was said today by our GM, and I think that kind of like hits the check boxes on everyone's like, did he talk about this guy, that thing, or the other thing?
absolutely. Let us know your biggest takeaways from the Mathieu Darche press conference down below in the comments. Before you get out of here, make sure to either subscribe or like the video, or both if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel yet. But that'll do it for us on this one. I'm Matt, he's Mitch, and we'll catch you next time.